I wouldn't say off the pace. I think they started pretty well. There's no excuses though, because they've started pretty well against us before, and we should have been ready for that. But you say off the pace, I suppose the opposition have something to do with that. When you're rolling forward pretty well at the start of a match, certainly for the first 10 minutes, then things start to go your way, really.
What was the most disappointing aspect of the performance for you? What was the most disappointing aspect of the performance?
For me, the first half in general, we was coming here to try and win a triple crown, and they was trying to fight to stay in the championship. And one side, for one reason or another, we can assess all the bits, really, all the technicalities and the ramifications of accumulative errors, etc., or refereeing decisions or whatever. But the reality is that they came out of the box hard, got on the front foot, and we took a few sucker punches from them. And I need to look at myself for that. Were they up for it more? Than us going for a triple crown. That's my responsibility to make sure that shouldn't happen. So I've got to look at myself first and foremost.
You said that a couple of times. What do you mean by that? Looking at yourself?
Well, because I asked the players at half-time about having some proper belief. About. How do you get to be at your best? You get to be at your best when you're rolling forward and you're winning collisions, etc. And we came off second best, really, for large periods of that first half.
Johnny, is that something you agree with, that it's up to the management to get you up to the right pitch, or is it more to the players?
No, our fans will always say that. Look, as players, I think we were in the right frame of mind. We just, 7-0 down, I didn't deal with the chip through. We missed a shot at goal, another chip through, 14-0 down, a couple of chances, a couple of decisions against us, and then we're chasing. Proud of the lads in the second half, proud of the way we stuck in and fought back, and we could have got another score or two maybe. Obviously we didn't. We were trying to chase to get that bonus point or deny them, and yeah, very, very disappointed. But players-wise, I thought we had a good week's prep. I thought we had a brilliant week's prep, and the difference between a victory and a defeat like that are very small. You always hear us talk about them. I think you obviously try your eyes up to heaven at times, but for me, that's when you give a quality team, and they are a quality team, and they have big pressure points on us at times. When you give them obviously 14 points from 2 chip throughs, it's very disappointing.
We already said last year, for this match last year, that in the day before, or just in the morning, you did sense that something wasn't quite right in the build-up. Was there any sense of that this morning?
No, but it was very, very similar, I suppose, in game-wise. Last year that chip through, they got a score off, and then a score off first phase that we would normally never concede, and it was like being stuck in the same game. And at times then we tried to, when the space was wide, we tried to get there, but they shut us down well. At times we didn't execute well enough to get the ball to where the space was, and then we're going backwards, and that's when we need to be better. We need to get rid of the ball and not overplay, and we overplayed at times when they had us on the back foot.
And did you get a chance to speak to Jacob just about maybe what caused that hesitancy for the second try?
Oh, look, that's rugby, isn't it? Honestly, it's you might think it's important, but the bounce of a ball or whatever, he was all over that, and the ball just kicked right a little bit, didn't it, and just threw him off. I'd probably look back to the reasons why they were down there in the first place. First couple of eyeballs that went up at the start of the game, they had easy access to get straight through, and they got some momentum from the back of that. So you've got to deal with these type of things that don't go your way as far as the bounce of a ball is concerned, but you've got to look at the bigger picture stuff of the reasons why they were there in the first place.
And what was the pace and the striking of the ball? Was it with your finger on wide, about that?
Yeah, of course, I'd love to get them back and take them again. Sometimes when it's a bit blustery like that and you're trying to get in on top of the ball and smash it really, like get the middle of the ball, you just got it slightly high on both occasions, and yeah, that's it.
What do you think Johnny Equal as a team have done better to manage their kicking game? Because obviously they got quite a bit of success.
You know, like Faz said, the couple of high balls that they put up at the start, they got some good access points from them. We gotta make it harder for them to get through and get those one-on-ones. And you know, they put big pressure on our kickers in terms of you know, pushing the offside line pretty well. And you know, when their 9 is pushing our 9 in the back to take a box kick, and then the other guy on the other side is halfway up the ruck, it's hard for, you know, Connor to get a good box kick away. So, you know, there's some things that we can't control, but other things that we can control lots, you know what I mean? And that's when we get on the back foot, we need to be better at dealing with that, and we didn't deal with it well enough today, and that's the game.
Johnny, you didn't finish the game kicking, is it? What was the reason for that?
I would have taken the last kick. I thought it was more important to get the boys in a huddle, and say a couple of things that I wanted to say.
So no issue with the...
No.
Andy, were you pleased with the impact of the bench?
Yeah, I thought they did really well. Yeah, I thought we played some decent stuff towards the end, but obviously a little bit too late, you know, and you don't want to be playing your best rugby when the game's over, really. But having said that, you know, you look at the scoreline, it's pretty important, isn't it, that we get over for the try. For as disappointed as we are, we're in a competition, you know, we are. We to lose by 12 points here, you know, we'll be realistic and understand the reasons why, and take that apart and take the learnings from that. But the reasons we want to learn is, and to make sure that type of first half doesn't happen again, is to make sure that we're still in with a chance to win the competition, and that's the reality, you know. We dust ourselves down and we don't feel sorry for ourselves for too long, and we get to the reality of stuff, and we see what we can do against Italy, and if we can perform well, then who knows, you know, we'll see if we can take it to the last weekend. We're still in a competition.